Welcome back. We are talking about year-end financial moves. To break it down, we're joined by Colton Saunders with Edward Jones. Colton, thank you for joining us.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Of course. So we are in the midst of the holiday season. That is what I'm sure many people are focusing on. But we want to consider some financial moves before we turn the calendar to 2025. Colton, what suggestions do you have for us to kind of wrap up the year and start the new one off successfully?
Absolutely. So I'll kind of run down our, year-end checklist, if you will. So, starting out, it's a good time to just review your investment portfolio. So, as you look at your investments or your portfolio, consider questions like, are my investments still reflecting my goals, my risk tolerance, my time horizon? Am I still invested with the proper risk allocation? Maybe consider rebalancing. See if there's any tax loss harvesting opportunities that are available, that could maybe benefit you tax wise. So working with a financial advisor generally, hopefully, is going to help answer some of these questions and maybe maximize some of the opportunity that you have here closer to the end of the year. Jumping to another topic, Mary Grace. So adding to your 401k and HSA. So, this time of year, if you can afford it and your employer allows it, consider putting more money into your 401k before the year ends. You also may be able to add to your HSA account, health savings account, if you have health related, expenses maybe now or in the future that you would like to beef up that account for. And that deadline is generally in April. And on that same topic, always remember your FSA, your flexible spending account. So these accounts work as a use it or lose it type of account. And so if you don't, spend all of your money before the end of the year, you could potentially lose it. So definitely, look into that, make sure you've got your money allocated properly and hopefully spent before year end. Another thing, and Mary Grace, we just talked about this here a few weeks ago, but consider contributing to a 529 plan. So if you haven't opened a 529 education savings plan for your child or grandchild, think about doing so this year. There's several, tax advantaged opportunities with these types of accounts as well, as long as you're using it for qualified education expenses. And so what better gift could we give to a child or grandchild for Christmas, right?
Yeah, I was going to say, we just talked about that 529 plan being a good practical Christmas gift.
Exactly. So, and then lastly, just consider or remember your RMD, so required minimum distributions. If you're 73 and older, you likely know what I'm talking about. If you have IRAs or pre-tax money, and like, for example, a traditional IRA, many times you're required to take out a certain amount from those accounts prior to year end, or else you could be, subject to some penalties there. So definitely remember that. Chat with your financial advisor, and work on your year-end checklist and make sure you have everything in order.
Absolutely, and there's a lot to think about, Colton. Those were some great tips. But how can we get in contact with you to make sure that we are making the best end-of-year financial decisions?
Sure, you're welcome to call our office. Our phone number is 816-232-1205, or you can hop on to edwardjones.com. There's several of us here in town, and so we'd be happy to set up an appointment and see if we could help.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Colton Saunders, again with Edward Jones. Thanks for joining us and reminding us of these things to be looking at.
Thank you, Mary Grace. Have a great evening.